Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. And today I've got two replays in the Tier 10 British Premium Tank Destroyer, the Technodrome. And the first replay we have for you today is here on Live Oaks. Now, if you want to see the crew and equipment setup I use in this tank, you'll be able to see it at the bottom of the screen. But as you can see for replay number 1, there is no enemy artillery in the game and only one enemy light tank. So from the start here on this southern spawn, I'm going to push up to a pretty standard position for a tank destroyer and get into a position to try and get some shots in. Unfortunately, I do get detected quite early by that CS playing very aggressively, but I manage to connect a shot in there to get into and then get into safety. Now, this Technodrome tank honestly is absolutely insane. If you've never seen it, it's basically the turtle tank which you could got. Obviously it's no longer on sale because it was a licensed vehicle, but it's absolutely disgusting. It's basically the Manticore chassis, but as a tank destroyer with the old Manticore view range. So you've got like the 410 view range the Manticore used to have, but with that fantastic concealment. And then if you combine that with the absolutely deadly gun it has, it basically, you've got a choice between 3 rounds, which all have different alpha, same penetration, but different reloads. Now, as you can see, I don't take the first round because it's not really worth it. The first round you've got 500 alpha with a sort of medium reload. The second round, which you will use the most, is your 630 alpha round with the longest reload. And then the final round is your quick reload, but only the 250 alpha. So if you can see, I only take the big alpha gun and then the small alpha round, basically for finishing off those kills when there are one shot, and you don't need the big shot. But mostly you're just going to be using the 630 alpha round, and with the 290 penetration this tank has. And honestly, this tank is just absolutely a surge, which you'll see in these two replays, just quite how good this tank can be, because you're a tank destroyer which can put out a lot of damage, but you can also spot for yourself. So that sort of good mobility, what a this TD has, fantastic concealment, fantastic gun, but you can then spot for yourself as well, is crucial. And yeah, this tank's absolutely insane. But as you can see, I'm kind of staying where I am because the enemy team have won the 8-9 down the riverbed. There's no point in me moving because I'm going to be in a position where when they push out, and if they try and cap us out, essentially they're going to put themselves in a free farm position for me. Like what the enemy team would like to do is normally push up underneath the ridge, not too far in front of me, just underneath the swamp. But they can't really do that because our team is pushed around onto their base, so to get shot from that side. So I'm in a good position now to basically stay where I am and get damage as these tanks look to try and cross and come into our cap circle. I've already managed to pick up about 2,000 damage, so sort of an okay start, but there's still a lot of hit points left. And this enemy heavy tank is going to cross here and allow me to get a shot in. Unfortunately, he loses his spot and I ended up missing my shot. Maybe I should have led a little bit further and I might have hit that shot. But again, like I say, no panic here. We're in a good position. The enemy light tank's actually got taken out, which is nice. Now it's going to be very difficult for the enemy team to spot us. Unfortunately, I track shot that medium tank, get a bit unlucky. Go for the blind shot on the heavy. You can see I was following where I think he would be, and I managed to connect that shot blind. Like I say, it's always something you can just pick up, as you play the game. Even though a tank loses spot, he's still there, so you can still shoot him. So just follow the traces where you think he's going to be moving to, and you can get that shot in. So we do pick up our first kill of the game on that one shot at mill here, and now we're looking to find a shot into this enemy ice ball, which we do, because one thing also this gun has, not only is it a fantastic alpha and great DPM, it's got lightning accuracy. I've got a 0.22 accuracy with this build, and you just hit that shots because you've got fantastic aim time as well, like a 1.7 aim time. Like, this gun is just so good. Now, I do get blind fired because I'm shooting from the same bush in multiple, sort of times. So a smart person is going to blind fire the bush, which is what they do. So it's something I've got to be a little bit mindful for, but unfortunately I don't really, well, fortunately it wasn't by a big gun, so I don't lose that much hit points, so no harm done. And yeah, like I say, a bit of a replay where I'm not really moved because it was just the right situation. There's no reason for me to move when I keep getting shots presented to me, and I want to make sure I punish them if they do in fact try and cross over. But with our medium tank pushing down to sort of the H1 area on the mini-map. Hopefully he's going to spot a few targets, might be able to get a few more shots in. You can see they are still blind fire me, so I have got to be mindful of that and be careful. I guess it's still a close game on the scoreboards, but we are applying cap pressure now, and I feel like we just got the advantage in this, and this game could quickly turn for the enemy team. So pick up another shot there, putting myself onto 4,000 damage. Would like to kill this enemy brass. I'm struggling with a gun. One thing this tank does struggle with is a gun elevation, trying to get your gun up, because you don't have very good, I think you only got 8 degrees of gun elevation. But yeah, it's the same as a Manticore, right? And that's an acceptable drawback, really, with how good this tank is. Now, the heavy tanks are crossing it. Now, I do get let for firing those shots, but I want to punish them, because what I don't want to happen is these heavies get right underneath the ridge in front of us, because that is going to mean they're going to keep us spotted and make it life sort of harder for us here. So I'm trying to get as many shots in as I can, put them as low health as I can before they get there. Unfortunately, I bounced a shot there off that Polish heavy tank, which is a shame, because I'd like to have put them onto a one shot. I'm moving to try and get a different angle, and I hit that shot on the move. I am detected, so I do need to try and get safe here. Although this is the same chassis as a Manticore and it has fantastic mobility, it is a tank destroyer, so you can't handbrake turn, and also the whole rotation speed in this tank is very, very poor. So as you will notice from my crew and equipment setup, I do actually run clutch braking on the crew, because that actually does really help this tank out. It's something I'd recommend, because otherwise this tank just kind of turns a little bit like a boat, but with the clutch braking it makes it not so bad. So I do get detected taking a chancy shot at the one shot, trying to finish him off, because this game is even on the hit points and even on the scoreboard, so still very, very close. And I felt like our tanks in the base were starting to lose. That's why I was trying to get into a position to cover them. If I overpoke that ridge now, I will be able to get the shots in. Like, so I'm not really panicking at this stage, because it's close game on this. It's an even game, but I've still got a lot of hit points. I'm in a very dangerous tank, and on a map where I've got lots of opportunities to move, abuse my view range, abuse my concealment values, and I'll get a nice shot into that heavy tank, putting us onto 6,000 damage with 3 kills and 6 enemy tanks remaining. Only picking up a tiny bit of assistance damage here. Like I say, some maps you can pick up quite a lot of assistance in this tank as well, just because of you can always play it like a light tank in some regards. But really you want to kind of try it like a mobile TD, just move into locations, abusing your view range the best you can, and getting that gun to work. Now we finish off the Oneot Conqueror, which does confirm our 4th kill of the game, putting us on to just over 6,000 damage now, because it didn't have a lot of hit points remaining, and this game is starting to turn for the enemy team. We now have 5 tanks remaining, and we do have the advantage here on both the hit points and the kills. So I'm going to try and move in and finish off this enemy IS-4, but I suspect, although he is a one shot, he is hold down. I could go in and just push and kill him, but the thing is, there's still 4 tank destroyers left remaining in this game, and if they're covering that IS-4, I get detected as I go in, and then I could end up losing my tank for it. So there's no real reason for me to take that risk at this point in the game. So I'm staying a little bit patient, but with my medium tank pushing up down the riverbed there through the swamp area, not getting detected, I'm going to opt to try and move in and see if I can get behind like the Morat, which was fighting our tanks in this sort of 8-9 area, and I might be able to try and get some rear shots in, because I want to try and make something happen in this game. It's got a little bit stale, no one's really moving. I just need to try and create the angle for myself and try and find out a few more kills, because I'm on 4 kills already. Might have an opportunity to pick up a Top Gun medal or something if I can get a couple more kills in, but also I want to try and get as much damage out as I can, because there's still enough hit points for us to get another couple of thousand damage here potentially if we make that happen. So I managed to get this ridge. I'm looking, like I say, to come behind the enemy tanks. Unfortunately there's a one shot for me there. It doesn't have a lot of hit points for me to take care of, but you can see I've got a sort of free farm get into this position. I haven't got spotted until I fired at that grill there, who was full health, and at this point I'm thinking I just want to get there quickly and get more damage into that grill before he loses all of his hit points, because he's now has lost a bit more. He's on a potential well, it's definite one shot for us now. I'm going to finish this tank off just for the 5th kill. As I don't pick up much damage because he's got absolutely deleted, but it does put us on to 7,000 damage now with 5 kills. And this enemy Technodrome I'm going to try and take out. Sorry, not Technodrome, is it? Sorry, the enemy light tank there. We put one in. We swapped to the small gun here just because we want the quick reload in order to kill him before he escapes because he was low hit points. That's just a beauty of just being able to swap between those rounds. It's so flexible. You've got that like 630 alpha, but then for that sort of little situation where you need it, you can finish them off, you can just swap to that 250 alpha just to have that quick reload in. So we're now on 6 kills and there's 3 tanks remaining. So at this point I'm thinking, look, can we just pick up 7th kill here? Can we get the Devastator medal? Get a big shot into the Udez has got caught out in an awkward situation. He's got deleted there. And now it brings us just to 2 tanks remaining with 8,000 damage of our own and about just shy of 800 assistance. 5% of hit points left remaining. We know the IS-4 is a one-shot, so that means all the hit points is left remaining on that one enemy tank destroyer, who is a tier 8 Panzerjäger, so he's got about over 1,000 hit points, and I want to try and get those hit points, or as much of that as we can, to bring this to closer to a 9,000 game. There you go, we do spot him full health, put a big shot in there, bring this to just shy of 9,000 now. If we can get another shot in, we could pick up the Devastator medal here. Panzerjäger does shut down the friendly chieftain here, but like I said, this game is definitely won. You know, I'm not going to lose these 2 tanks if both of those tanks are one shot to me. So if I can kill this Panzerjäger, I can eat a shot off both tanks in order to kill both of them here. So unless I get set on fire, of course. Now we do eat a shot off the Panzerjäger. That puts, picks up the 7th kill. But we have an opportunity here to kill the IS-4 to confirm our 8th kill. And there's no one else here in our friendly team to kill him. So I'm able to pick up the 8th kill and finish that game off strongly with just shy of 10,000 damage. And 8 kills, bringing us to 9,500 damage, 8 kills. And because this tank is so insane, that is actually only a first class. Getting the Radleys, high caliber, just shy of 10k damage and 8 kills. But that's because this tank is just so capable of these games. So capable. I think I've had my most 10k games in this tank. But let's move on now to the final replay of the video. So we are here for the final replay then, this time on Ellenburgg, where again there's no enemy artillery in the game and only one enemy light tank. So another map which is pretty good for a mobile tank destroyer with good concealment. And initially we're just going to push down the sort of 3-4 line and just see if we can spot the cross. If anything does try and play aggressively and contest our castle early, I want to be in a position to punish it. And you can see our friendly light tank, he's already continued to push and not spotted anything. That to me gives me a bit of mindset that the enemy team haven't pushed this side because he didn't get spotted, and at least haven't pushed it quickly. So I'm going to be quite aggressive here, just in case we can catch someone who's a bit slow to load into the game, a bit slow to move off the start and pick up some early damage. Now this enemy Polish heavy tank does get spotted and it looks like he is AFK, so that is going to give us a free bonus to the damage at the start of this game. So I'm going to try and get as much in as I possibly can. We managed to farm 1,000 damage and we may even get an opportunity to get the final kill here. He is a one shot, he has no hit points remaining, but we can at least just pick up our first kill of the game. And we do in fact manage to land that and pick up, like I say, 1 kill, 1,100 damage. Good start to the game here, picking up a free kill. Even if it was a tank which was AFK, it still needed to be destroyed. So we're now going to move up because our friendly light tank is playing aggressively and see if we can spot anything else. But you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just turning around because if I want to escape, if I do get spotted, I need to be facing the right way because this tank does have like poor hull rotations. You don't want to get caught out. And I've already put 1 shot into that Murat and I go for the blind shot and I pick up another one blind again, picking up 2,400 damage now, putting that Murat pretty low. Either on a 1 or a 2 shot to us now, which is good because the Murat's obviously a very dangerous tank. Now what I don't want to do here is make the mistake of pushing down too far this line, even though there's a lot of tanks that want to get destroyed, because with that Murat there, he does spot us. I don't want to get caught out into an awkward situation or I end up losing a lot of hit points. But I am waiting here because our friendly light tank, unfortunately, is a one-shot now. I am just in case that more overpeaks to kill our light tank. I do want to be in a position to finish him off because he is, like I say, a dangerous tank. But now looking at the mini-map, it looks like we have lost the other side of the map on the sort of A90, as you can see, and it looks like the enemy team are pushing that way as well. So I'm going to go back. I've got a bit early damage. Well, I've got 2,500 damage from this position. There's no real reason for me to be here anymore. I need to get back early to try and stop the enemy team coming around and capping us out or putting us under pressure, because our friendly TD in the sort of 8-9 area is not going to last very long there by himself. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have any cover whatsoever. So I do want to get back and just try and spot them as they come in, get some early damage in, and make it so they can't just push our cap circle for free without taking a punishment. As I say, I am very stealthy tank, so I can easily pick up assistance damage and outspot the enemy team as they come, unless the enemy light tank comes around and spots us early. I should outspot all the tanks coming for our cap circle. So you can see I'll make my approach here. We do have a friendly heavy tank here already. I am 99% sure that they are going to push this way. I don't think they're going to turn around. And we do spot them early. We spot an M103 in the open. We put a big shot into them there, setting them on fire and picking up a big boost of damage onto 3,000 damage now. Hopefully we can try and get a second shot into this M103. If we can, we do. We pick up the kill. We do get spotted for it, but these tanks can't keep pushing across now, because I am keeping them spotted in the distance, which is slowing them down. But I want to try and lose my spot, and we'll see if we can outspot them and get a shot into them while they're out of position. You can see there's this enemy E4 here. We're aiming for the cupola shot. It's not really a guaranteed pen. Now, obviously, when I fire, I am going to get detected when I fire. I'm going to lose concealment value for firing my gun. So I want to make sure I'm definitely going to pen the shot when I take it. Now, we do, and we confirm my pen. Like I say, I lost a spot. There's no enemy artillery, so I can just go down here, lose my spot, and repeat and do the same thing. It's kind of crucial, because I don't have that much tanks with me, but I want to really get the punish in these tanks. I don't want them pushing any further. And we actually pen the cupola of the E4, which wasn't a guaranteed pen. We do pick up some assistance, putting us onto 5,000 damage now, and looking like we're having a decent start. But still a very close game. We're actually losing it on tanks. Again, we are slightly up on hit points, but very, very close. The E4's got cover behind this wreck. He can't really reverse and escape. If he tries to reverse back, I'm going to have the kill shot potentially on him. And he does give us that kill shot. He reverses back, which allows us to get that sweet shot there into his engine deck. And that does actually confirm our third kill of the game, putting us on to 6,000 damage and just shy of 1,500 assistance. But crucially killing the tanks which will come in for our base and opening up more map positions for us. Now, at this point, I'm considering actually trying to get down to the 890 line, but I just wanted to double check to see if I couldn't get any shots on that TD, because we have a tank in the cap circle. He's not going to last very long. He's probably going to die in that location. In fact, he does. After an E75 gets taken out. We do have a 2-tank disadvantage at this point, so we are actually losing the game. But crucially, if I can get across now to the sort of A9 area, I can start working myself to get into position to catch enemy tanks off guard, because they're not going to see me coming this way. I'm going to get there undetected, and I might be able to kill tanks like this who are on the hill, or potentially then move up to the hill and kill tanks which are going to be in the kill zone at the sort of E7 area, where a few tanks were spotted there early on in this game. And if I can try and work a way to kill those tanks, and a map like this where you've got so much flexibility, because there's a lot of space for me to move into, it just gives me those opportunities because you've got that fantastic concealment. Now we do get spotted, but we're able to put a shot into the roofless. It then gets finished off by our friendly RU, and that's a dangerous tank now taken out, and also putting us over 6,000 damage now. Now I'm going to move up and try and get underneath this ridge and try and go wide so I don't get spotted. If I get in this ridge, because I have support with me now, I can again try and apply the pressure to the enemy team and see if we can get any shots here. So you can see I'm coming to this ridge. You're going to see what we can spot. Got to be a little bit careful. I don't want to have tanks go over on me, but like I say, I do have cover as well. So don't find anything, don't spot anything. I know there's a heavy tank down on this side here. I'm going to try and move and try and get into a position to peek him on this ridge and essentially put him into a position he doesn't want to be in, getting shot by me and then having to fight tanks in front of him. So we do get a big juicy shot into him. He is full health. Now there is a one shot Murat there. I'd like to take that Murat out because he can put 3 shots into us, although he is a one shot. But he does get taken out, which is good, and that's one less tank for me to have to worry about. And I'm just concentrating on getting as much damage into that tank as possible to try and, because I've got a possibility to get a 10k game at this point. Still enough hit points left in this game for me to do that if I can land a few more big shots. So get another shot into the Polish heavy tank there. Thankfully, I missed a shot off the enemy Tyran misses a shot off me, because that would have put me onto about 800 hit points. Worse if he set me on fire. But thankfully that doesn't happen. I've still got all my hit points, which means I can trade shots. At the end of the game, if I need to, I can trade shots and kill tanks. Just like this enemy tank destroyer now, I'm prepared to lose a big, even though he can slap me, I'm prepared to lose a hit point to get rid of this tank quickly. Because getting rid of them quickly is kind of key, considering the enemy team are in our cap circle at the moment. But it looks like they just got out of our cap circle. Now we get one shot into this TD here. Like I say, he misses a shot, so we can try and get another one into his lower plate. He gets set on fire, unfortunate for him. But that puts us on to 9,000 damage now. Like I said, with 3 kills, I only need another 2 penetrations to get above that 10k mark. So that's what I'm trying to close in on. I'm just looking to see who's got the most hit points. There's 3 tanks left at 10% hit point pool. So one of these tanks has got to be pretty healthy, probably full health. Now I think one of them's in the bar, which has just been spotted in the distance there. So I'm trying to close in on the bar. Obviously, bar is a horrible tank to play. I don't like playing it because it has absolutely no gun depression. But he can one-shot us if I give him the opportunity to. Now we finished off that Tyran on the move, which is good. Didn't want to get slowed down by that. The bar, it's a derp gun. It's unlikely to hit us from that distance unless, I make a mistake. Get a shot in, and now we can free farm him. I want to try and get the damage in before our team get any shots in, because I need to have one more shot here to get above the 10k mark. One of the enemy light tanks kills itself, which is a shame. We put one into bar. We do get above the 10k, putting us under 1,500 damage. Can get the 11,000 damage here if we can pick up another shot, and we should have an opportunity to do that. And unfortunately, I messed it up. I had time there to get that shot in, but I mess up getting 11k. But it's still a great game, and it just, like I say, this tank is just so capable of these games. And although we do 10,500 damage with 4 kills and 1,500 assistance, that's still a first class. But that is just because this tank is literally incredible. So that's all for the video, but thank you so much for your amazing support. As always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!